Hi, I'm Mel. I'm currently a designer in the entertainment industry, and today I'm going to show you how I stay productive and organized as an artist using Notion. In this video, I'll be showing you my complete Notion setup, focusing on how I track personal projects, manage to-do lists and deadlines, store notes, and plan my content calendar. By the end, you'll see how these tools can transform your workflow, whether you're an artist, a designer, or just someone looking to stay organized. Let's jump in. First off, I just want to say that I'm not an expert in Notion or anything. There are definitely tutorials on YouTube that dive, deeper into it. This is just what I found has been working best for my creative process so far and what I've learned and discovered so far about it. So what is Notion? Notion is an all-in-one productivity tool that combines note-taking, project management, and collaboration features in a customizable workspace. It allows users to create databases, to-do lists, calendars, and various types of content all in one place. This is what my homepage/dashboard looks like on Notion. Pretty much here I just have my navigation. It has my 4 main pages, which are pretty much also the 4 main points that I'm going to be talking about today. I have a little calendar view, have a little quote from Ratatouille, and some cute little Studio Ghibli images here. Fun fact, Spirited Away was the first ever animated film that I watched, and it was only fitting that I had at least one image from that film here. For tracking personal projects, I've set up this page where I categorize each project into its own section. Each project is organized into a collapsible area that I can open or close depending on what I need. Within each section, I track key details like the task name, the status, the due date, and priority level, making it easy to stay on top of everything and focus on what's important. Using this type of system helps me to stay organized and on track with both ongoing and future projects. I can easily see what needs attention right now, what's coming up, and where I'm making progress. By having everything laid out in a clear, collapsible format, it keeps me focused and also motivates me knowing things are getting completed. For managing my to-do list and deadlines, I've set up a page where I'm tracking my daily to-dos, my weekly to-dos, and my someday to-dos. So I'm gonna open this up for you so you can see what it looks like inside. You're gonna tell by this video that I really love this toggle/collapsible feature that Notion has. I just like that you can, keep it clean when you're not using it, or open it up when you need to see a bunch of stuff or that kind of thing. So basically, my daily to-do, I do like kind of filling these out like on the Sunday so that I know what my daily is gonna look like that week. It kind of just helps me to stay on track, mark things when they're complete. I just like this. I like checking things off. I think it's very satisfying. I don't know if you've ever done that thing where you're like, oh, I'm gonna stay organized today, I'm gonna get this done, but then you already did the task, but you wanna check something off, so you write it down anyways, just so you can check it off. I definitely do that. But anyways, also here I have a little section called September Daily Draw. This is just so I'm keeping track of if I'm drawing daily, have this cute little emoji that I just paste into here when I finish the day or if I don't. When I say daily draw, I don't mean that I'm drawing anything crazy, anything big, any piece that takes me more than an hour. Sometimes it's just like a quick little 5-minute doodle just so I can, just stay in the habit of drawing a lot. So for the weekly section, it's pretty similar to the daily. This is just so I can see what I need to get done as a whole for the week. So for example, last week, I was like, okay, that week I'm gonna focus on filming this Notion video. And it was a complete fail. I recorded the whole thing, I edited the whole thing, and by the end of it, I was like, wow, the audio sucks. So I'm gonna retake the whole thing. I bought a new mic. So here we are, week 4, finished filming for Notion video. I'm hoping this doesn't turn into an attempt to, but rather a completion. Here I have this little someday category. This is pretty much for things that I don't need to get done ASAP, but I want to do them at some point. So for example, I have them kind of categorized as not started, in progress, and done. So set up a Patreon, PDF tutorial for the thing. The thing you will find out soon. And oh, in progress, film Notion YouTube video. You know what? I guess this shouldn't be here anymore because this is not a someday. So I'm just gonna delete that. This system helps me to stay productive by breaking down my workload into manageable chunks. It gives me a clear view of what needs to be done each day while keeping, long-term deadlines in sight. So I'm always on top of my schedule without feeling overwhelmed. Welcome to my notebook section. This is pretty much where I store my art notes, my inspiration, references. I do have a couple of other things here. Meal plan, not related to art, so I will not be talking about that. But I also have an art career section. That's just kind of where I track job opportunities and stuff, and just to, stay on track, making sure that I'm reaching out to companies. I have emails in there. As for the regroup section, I do want to save that for another video, just because I feel like there's a lot that I want to talk about with that one. Let me just jump into the art notes. So here I like to categorize everything by maybe like class or like theme, project. And once again, I'm using the toggle/collapse function. And yeah, I think it's just great being able to put all my notes here, pictures. I do also enjoy keeping like screen caps from classes because I'm definitely more of a visual learner. So once I see that little screen cap, it's much easier like for me to kind of pick up from where I left off. I also like to fill it with notes from things, link YouTubers I like, 11 steps to great gesture drawing. This is an awesome video. I watched this on Sunday before I went to life drawing, and I feel like it gave me a lot to think about before, going in. Let me jump into inspo. This is kind of just where I put brushes I love, portfolios I love, favorite artists, that kind of thing. And yeah, it's just great to kind of keep everything all in one place instead of having to scramble and look for it elsewhere. This system really helps me to stay inspired and organized by keeping all my ideas and resources in one spot. Instead of scrambling to find things, I can access everything quickly and easily, which saves me time and keeps the creative flow going. So for planning my content calendar, I've made this little section where I can track all my ideas that I have for, social media, YouTube, Instagram, that kind of thing. I use this kind of table to keep everything set up and organized. And basically what I have here is, the name, the tags, status, any extra notes, drawing notes, and dates so that I can aim to get them done by a certain time. Another great thing about this is that you can create a page within it. So for example, when it comes to the Instagram ones, like, posing thumbnail method, like I don't really have to write much, so it doesn't take up as much room. But if I'm doing something for YouTube, like man, that page can get real juicy. And so it's great that I have this, full page that I can just open up, quickly get into, and just write out all this stuff and not have to flood the whole thing. I also really like that I can add tags. You can choose, customize it. I kind of categorize them into like, if it's for YouTube, if it's for Instagram, tips, challenges, exercises, and statuses, priority, if they're complete, idea stage. That's another great thing about having this is that I think one of the worst feelings is when you get an idea and you're like, I'll for sure remember to do that. But then a couple of days later, you're like, oh my God, what was that? What was that freaking idea that I had that I do not remember? And so I just love having this because as soon as I get an idea, I go straight here, write it down, and whenever I want to make something, I just look through it and I'm like, that was that. Oh my God, that was this idea. This system really helps me to stay consistent with my content creation by giving me a clear overview of what's coming up and when. It keeps me organized and allows me to plan ahead so I can stay on top of my schedule and ensure that I'm regularly posting content without feeling rushed. I use this system as my own little way to keep myself organized and moving forward, but it's never perfect. My setup is always evolving because my schedule changes, my mood shift, and life gets in the way. So if you ever miss a task or feel like you're just not as organized as you'd like to be, don't worry. It's all about trial and error. Just experiment and find what works best for you because what matters is that you're making progress at your own pace. I'm definitely not perfect in any way. I know I'm sharing all this stuff. This is how I stay organized with this. This is how I stay productive with this, but it's not perfect. Like it's literally not perfect. There are days where I have things on my daily list, my weekly, monthly, oh, I want to finish this by this deadline, but it just doesn't happen. And I think what's most important is not, beating yourself up for that, but rather kind of just accepting that, hey, maybe today's not the day, and just planning it for another day and getting it done when you're more ready to do so. I'd love to hear how you guys are using Notion or even how you manage your own creative workflows. Feel free to share your setups or any tips you have in the comments. I'd love to hear them. If you have any questions about my setup, don't hesitate to ask. I'm happy to help. And if you're interested and have been watching this long, you can grab my template of my Notion dashboard so you can use it as a starting point for your own setup. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope it at least maybe gave you some inspiration for your own Notion setup. Just remember that, staying organized is a journey, and it's all about figuring out what's best for you. If you enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more art, animation, and productivity content. I really appreciate your support, and see you in the next video. Hi, I'm Mel. Okay, let's not do that. In this video, I'll be sharing with you my complete Notion setup, focusing on how I track personal projects. In this video, I'll be sharing my complete Notion setup, showing you how I track